I think the communion really embodies the mission of the church. Paul outlines in 1 Corinthians 11 that as often as you eat of the bread and the drink, that you proclaim his death until he comes, and that Jesus' institution of communion really embodies the mission of the church and the heart of the gospel, that there's a proclaiming of the death and the sacrifice that God ordained for the Messiah, and that this is the heart of the church's witness, the proclamation of his death. Luke 24, repentance and forgiveness of sins to all the nations, to the ends of the earth, before the end comes. And so, if you look in Luke 22, the communion and the Passover celebration is in context to the Jewish eschatology, that the death of the Messiah assumes that Jesus will come, he'll receive the kingdom, that he and the apostles will sit on thrones ruling over the tribes of Israel, and that the death of the Messiah as the King of the Jews reinforces the Jewish eschatology. There is no pretense in the death of the Messiah. He welcomed the title King of the Jews. He welcomed the title by Nathanael, "You are the King of Israel." He says, "You'll see greater things than this. You'll see the heavens open," which is Jewish intertestamental tradition. The day of the Lord, the heavens open, the angels ascend and descend on the Messiah as he metes out judgment to the nations and restores creation. And so when Jesus wore the crown of thorns, he wore it as the King of Israel, not in pretense, but embracing it. It would be some kind of cruel and sick joke to go through that kind of suffering on behalf of the Jewish expectations, but you're not actually doing it for that. They put him in a robe and mocked him as the King of the Jews, and the whole time he's sitting there thinking, well, I'm not really doing this for that, but it's okay that you misunderstand everything. No, he embraced that mocking and that suffering, because that was the eschatology that the incarnation confirms, that God divinely confirmed, as he said through the angel Gabriel before his birth, he will sit on the throne of his father David, and his kingdom will know no end. And so all of these events only confirm the Jewish eschatology, and communion was instituted around the Jewish festival to confirm and re-emphasize the sacrifice before the great and terrible day of the Lord. And so I believe the mission of the church ought to also, I think it's been a preserving agent through the ages. That communion is the center of the life and meeting of the church, and it preserves the church's witness around the death of the Messiah, even when all kinds of other things have changed and been redefined.